What are your thoughts about Unreal Engine 5 that has
Oh,
no poly restrictions? I'm
it still
skeptical.
has poly
Yeah,
restrictions.
I'm
It still
skeptical.
does.
I'm skeptical of Unreal 5. I mean, we don't. No one has it yet. That's the thing. Like they can say what they
They can
want,
say
but no
whatever.
one has this. No one's tested in production yet.
Yeah, there's
And
there's definitely still going to be poly restrictions.
there's still
Even they might be higher.
yeah, there'll still be restrictions on things that deform. Because a lot of the
Mm,
things they talk about is environment,
yeah,
but your character still needs to be able to be rigged by someone, so it still can't. Yeah, it's not like polygons just don't exist anymore.
there's no more polygons.
Yeah, exactly.
Unreal 5 changes everything.
Someone says for your real, should you choose hard surface or organic, or have both, even if one is not as good as the other? What do you think about that?
Um, I don't know. It's hard. I don't want to tell someone what to put on their reel, but
But
I think
why?
you have better chances getting hired with hard surface than organic.
Okay.
Because if you're making a character versus making like, I don't know, a chair, you have much better chances of making the chair look better than the character
Yeah.
kind of thing. Because I've seen that as well, like at school, like
Bad
people want to
creatures.
make like this, yeah, they'll make like this crazy creature and it looks all right, and then the person beside them makes like a phone and you can't even tell it's CG and they
Yeah.
get hired, and then the other person's crying because they spent like a year on this character creature and no one cares.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's also the thing is when you get hired at a studio, most likely you're not going to be doing the creature.
No, God no.
You don't get given the creature as a junior. The
No.
creature artists get given it.
Y-
But I feel like the fact that, for example, with your asset, you have picked something hard surface with organic elements to it. I think is
yes,
the best thing to do
that is the best, yeah. I would
because
agree.
yeah, you've shown you can deal with multiple different forms. Like the fact that you can use marvelous. Well, I don't know how to use marvelous. Like it already gives you like it's a strong thing. I feel, even though if your preference is hard surface, the fact that you've added cloth to it is very cool.
Um, Mark asks, what about models with textures and lighting if I suck at it?
Just as apology pass.
If
So
you only want to do modeling, you can do like an AO pass and just don't do textures, but then you're only doing modeling.
that's the thing. I kind of, for me personally, I've always told people if you want to be a modeler but your texturing sucks, don't show texturing because
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
agree.
pull down your model. But I think with like renders these days, like Keyshot and stuff, it's super easy to get something good looking.
Yeah, yeah,
Like say for example, if you want to be a modeler, but you have no desire to do texturing, and you show me something like, for example, this. Like I think this is totally fine. Like you've got pretty nice, just gray, simple render. Show the wireframe. Show like this. I feel if you don't have any intention of being a texture artist, I would rather see this than something textured that looks trash, and I can't see the UVs or the wireframe stuff like that. If that makes sense,
yeah.
I would
I,
much
I would
yeah. So we're saying
I would I would recommend to learn texturing and look up though.
you would recommend it. I kind
Yeah,
of agree with
for
that as
sure.
well. Like usually for me, I've told people to focus on one, but the quality of students these days is much higher now.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just good to
it
know it all,
yeah,
but still specialize kind of thing. I don't know.
I feel definitely like with things like substance, it's much easier now. But I feel like if you're at the stage where you're very aware that your texturing is not as strong, you should
Should
just.
learn.
That's true. You should learn. But if you had to apply right now, I wouldn't
Mm,
show
I see.
I wouldn't show bad textures if you had to apply right now.
Yeah, true, true. I agree with that.
The reality is like in film, you're only going to be doing one anyway.
Yeah, unless you're a generalist.
Yeah. You and John are the only ones I know that have both.
I do texture. I do all three.
Yeah? Sick, dude.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh
um,
man.
let's see. How long have we been going for? Jesus. We've been going for an
I have
hour. Maybe we should probably cut this soon. It,
okay.
I'm getting
So
yeah, we're going for an hour. This is going to
should
be
we
a
do like
very long video. We'll do
last questions?
yeah, last questions. Um,
Who has the last questions?
It says so many students come in wanting to do characters, but only the very best of them have a chance to do it. Even then, they usually don't, because the films don't have many characters.
I think it's almost like irresponsible to let students do characters.
Yeah, because they're not going to be doing creatures
Yeah,
when they first start.
it's like you're wasting the students' money almost. Kind of, I don't know. That's a very
Yeah,
negative way to look at it, but I think that's kind of the reality. Is
yeah,
if you're doing a character, it's not going to be super good.
yeah,
Even if you're the best student, it's still a student work.
yeah,
It's not, and like talking about organic characters, not like hard surface stuff, because then it's doable,
yeah.
I think.
It depends how
But
good your mentor is as
that's true. That's entirely true.
well. Someone says when you guys say no poly restrictions, that 100% true. Well, it's not true. You two technically need to like don't be ridiculous. Like don't have 100 billion poly mesh for the sake of it. Like people still have to pick it up. But if say we need to add detail, we just add model detail.
Yeah.
You still have to be reasonable, be efficient, be clean. But if we need to add model detail, we don't need to fake it in texture. We can just add model detail for that. Learning how to light your models concept. Oh yeah, for sure. Like that also comes into like presentation. Like presentation is very key. Like having a nice light setup is definitely good.
Yeah.
But it says, but we live in a time where schools and businesses they showcase characters and shiny stuff instead of practical tech art. That's true because a lot of schools care more about the marketing than.
Well, I mean, I feel
doing
like
the
it's
job.
justified though. Like if you have like a nice character, if someone does a sick character, why wouldn't you market it?
Yeah, but
Versus
out of the school, how many of those people did the sick character? Like one.
like 1 out of 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
But they still went to the school, right?
Yeah.
I think it's justified if a school markets the 1 out of 1,000.
Yeah.
They're just kind of a scummy school then.
Oh, it's
Which
just
there's a lot
marketing. It's
of.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Would you say it's easier to get a specialist or generalist job nowadays in VFX? Specialist. Well, it depends what studio you go to. For me, I think it depends. Like obviously, if you model and texture, you have a higher chance of getting a job. But most of the time, you'll still usually just be put into one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know plenty of like seniors that can model and texture, and they just do texturing, or they just get into modeling.
Could you just do UVs if you wanted?
No, I don't know. I don't know why you would want to.
That would be an interesting job.
I've
just
never.
a UV artist.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I wouldn't want to do that anyway.
Why? UVing? I don't know. It's not. I don't think UVing is hard. I don't think you need a specific job for UVing.
Are contracts shorter these days because of COVID? It's up in the air.
No.
I don't think so. I don't know.
I think everything is kind of normalized now.
To an extent, yeah.
Yeah, like working is normal now.
Do you need to go to school? No, you don't. How often do
You
people?
don't, but it helps.
It does help. I mean, I'm self-taught, so
Mhm,
I didn't
mhm.
go to school. The only thing
Yeah.
schools like can really help with is like things like connections, and if you get access to good teachers, that's good.
Yes. Besides that,
It's at the end of the day, it's irrelevant. Your portfolio is anything that matters.
hard for a junior to join a new job. Yes, it is. It's very hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get the first job.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, once you get into the industry, you're in. Like, getting in though is the hard part.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, we'll be going for an hour. We should definitely wrap this up, man. But yo, thank you so much for hopping on, man. Is there anything else you would like to say before you go, or anything that you feel people should know? Any last minute
I don't know.
advice?
Just don't give up.
Just don't give up.
Because it's hard, but it's worth it in the end.
For sure.
But yeah, if people want to message me for questions or anything, just feel free. I'll
Yeah.
usually respond.
Andrew pops into the chat as well every now and then, so if you have any questions, feel free to hit him up. But yeah, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, this has been fun.
We can probably get you on the stream another time if you want. But yeah, thanks so much, man. I'll catch you later, man.
Yeah, talk to you later.
Bye, man.
Bye.